Hey, this is Chris with APS, and summer is here. Right now we have a sale going on some plant shutdown items. Some of them you see on the table, some on the wall, some are on the floor here. But stay with me, we'll be right back and I'll go over what some of those items are. Hey again, this is Chris with APS, and I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the video is going to be talking about. So we are having our 2020 summer sale items that coincide with the plant shutdowns and maintenance schedules. So this is not going to show everything that's on sale. Just keep that in mind. If there's something here that I talk about that you guys want, then great, go ahead, call, email, do all that stuff. But if there's something you need that I don't go over, that doesn't mean it's not on sale. It just means that I don't have the time or the space to drag everything in here to film it. So I'm going to go over some basic categories, and you guys can see what's contained in those categories. There's something that's not in there. Again, you're going to call us or you're going to email us, and the links will be below in the description. All right, guys, here we go. Hey guys, this is Chris, and we are back, and we want to go ahead and take a look at some of the summer sale items, otherwise known as the plant shutdown / maintenance items. First of all, we'll take a look at the control guns, and up first are the handguns. So what we have here, this is what we call a dump style gun. This is as basic as we get for our handheld control guns. You basically have your water in and you have your water out. You have an adjustable handle here. This thing's super easy to use. All you have to do is grip it and twist it, and then it can slide back and forth. Okay? And then you just, when you get it to where you want it, you just twist it back again and it tightens up. So basically it has a camming action in there, and it's just controlled by twisting that handle. Super easy to use. We also have our dump here. So if you're right or left-handed, you can just switch this from one side to the other. That means basically when you let go of the trigger, all the water that's left in the handle is just going to discharge off to one side at atmospheric pressure. It will not be under pressure. To change out the valves on the cartridges on these, basically you're just going to twist this top, and then once that gets to where it needs to be, you just lift it out, and right there is your cartridge. You can just slide it out of here, stick your new cartridge back in, and then this thing goes right back in. It's self-centering. You just set it in there and push it down gently, and then just twist it down. You'll know it's locked down when you see the trigger move out. So if you watch right here, you'll see the trigger start to move out, and there we go. These guns are super easy to operate. You have a safety latch right here, so if I try to pull this trigger, nothing's going to happen. I need to lift up with my finger, then I can engage the trigger all the way back. All right, so if the safety latch is not up, the trigger is not going back. If you engage the safety and lift it up, the trigger goes all the way back. The shoulder stock is adjustable. One second here, I'll show you how that works. Basically, you can just, there's a nut on this side. Sorry, let me get it loosened up. So you can angle this the way you want it, and you can slide it back and forth, okay? So you have some adjustability in the stock, and then when you get it to where you want it, you just tighten this back down. Now, of course, this is the 40K version. We have a 15 and a 20K version as well. So the cool thing about the 15 is it comes in two barrel sizes. We have a 3/8 barrel and a 1/2 inch barrel. The one you see on the table here is a 1/2 inch barrel. So for the 15K dump gun in the 3/8 barrel, that part number is a 6010-05. I'm sorry, I'm saying it the way I would say it at work. So it's a 60-010-052. That's for the 3/8 barrel. For the 1/2 inch barrel, which is the one you see on the table here, that's a 60-010-051. For the 20K dump style gun, which is the one you see here, that is a 60-020-006. And then this is the 40K, and this is a 60-040-007. I'll include the part numbers in the links below to the web pages in the video. So that is a look at the handheld control guns for the dump style guns. Up next, let's take a look at the double dump guns. Okay, so now we're going to pick up with the double dump style gun. Now the main difference you see between this and the dump style gun is that this section right here, it has a whole nother front handle with a trigger. The reason for that is this is just adding another level of safety onto the operation of the gun. So not only do we have to lift up the trigger guard here and pull the trigger back, but the gun will not engage until this front handle is engaged as well. Now this works the same way. When you let off the triggers here, the water will discharge, whatever water is built up in the handles or the barrel back here will discharge out either left-handed or right-handed way. You can turn these whichever way you want. At atmospheric, the water discharges out at atmosphere. It's not under pressure. Again, you have an adjustable stock. You can move it left or right. You can change it back and forth. You can actually rotate this handle 90 degrees if you need to. So if you need this to swing up that way, or if you're running the gun, well, that's left-handed. If you're running the gun right-handed, you can swing it the other way. The same principle applies here for the quick change cartridge. The only difference now being is you have a cartridge for each handle. So you would just, again, turn this. Now, I want you to notice this. Right now, the cartridge is fully engaged. When I start to loosen the cartridge, watch the trigger. It's going to move back. Okay? So you'll know that this is fully seated when the trigger pushes back out. So you're just going to undo this. Then you're going to lift up. Again, you're going to get your cartridge here. And all you have to do is slide this out of the cartridge holder, put the new cartridge back in. Again, self-centering. You're just going to set this in there, slightly push down, and then just tighten it down. So basically you can change the cartridges out in these in 30 seconds to a minute. It's fairly easy to do. Anybody can do that. And then it's just standard operation for the gun. Again, trigger guard is going to go up, or the trigger safety in this instance is going to go up. You're going to pull this back, and then the gun will not engage until this trigger is also pulled back. All right, so again, we have a 15, 20, and 40K version of these. The 15K version, that is a 60-050-006. The 20K version is the 60-055-001, and the 40K version is the 60-040-014. Again, I will include those part numbers and the links to those on the website in the description of the video. All right, so next let's take a look at the air diverter valves. All right, and we're back again. My name is Chris, and we're going to take a look at the air diverter valves. So why would somebody want to use an air diverter valve? Well, air-operated diverter valves provide a much, you know what? I've already made a video about this. Let's go ahead and cue the video, please. Somebody cue the video.
Air-operated diverter valves provide much improved operator safety by allowing control of flow and pressure to be carried out remotely. When air is sent to the cylinder, the valve closes and allows the system to build pressure. The valve opens when the air is exhausted, reducing system pressure to near atmospheric.
All right, now that you've seen the video, well, you saw part of the video, I should say. I'll link the full video in the description below. You guys are welcome to go watch that. It's pretty fun. It was a fun time making that video. Next, let's talk about the foot-operated control guns. Okay, so what we got in front of us now are the foot-operated control guns. So what's the difference between the foot-operated control gun and the air diverter valves? Well, the key is in the name itself. This one requires a foot. So in order to operate this gun, just like you would on a handgun, when you pull the trigger, the operator has to step down on the pedal. When he lets off the pedal, that's essentially the same as letting off on the trigger on the gun. So these basically are the same setup from the front forward as the air diverter valves. Uses the same quick change cartridge and all that stuff. The exception is, or the difference is, not the exception, is that this has a shroud to protect your foot while it's in there in case anything happens. So foot goes in here, steps on pedal, high pressure water comes out. Used the turntable this time to kind of show you guys what's going around, but again, we have 15, 20, and 40K. So on the foot guns, now we have a variety of styles for these things. Basically, you can get these with the shrouds, you can get them without the shrouds. You can get them just on a base plate, you can get them without the base plate. I'm not going to list off all the part numbers, but I'll quickly run through some of the options here. So we have a 15K foot operated control gun. That part number is a 61-010-012. Then we have a high flow version of this. So a lot more water. You can see the numbers for that if you watch the air diverter valve video, which is linked below in the description. So we have 15K high flow. That's a 61-050-001. We also have a dry shutoff version for the 15K, and that part number is a 61-010-304. As far as the 20K is concerned, that's what this one is, 20K. Okay, so this foot gun right here, its part number is a 61-020-003. We have a high flow version of this as well. That's a 61-020-036. And we also have a dry shutoff version that we offer in this. It's a 61-035-001. The last one up is the 40K, and that's a 61-040-003. Again, I will link the foot gun section of the website in the description below, but that covers us for the foot operated control guns. Next up, we're going to do the quick connect couplings. Okay, back again. So again, my name is Chris, and now we're going to take a look at a family of quick connect couplings that we carry. To run through these real quick, we have the AeroQuip style quick connect couplings. These work a lot like your hose does on in your garage, hooked up to your compressor. We got screw type couplings, and we got twist lock couplings. So let's take a look at the AeroQuips first. These are older style couplings, but a lot of people still use them, so we carry them. The way these work is these just push down. So they're pretty strong. Push down, and then this part pulls out. So you have an adapter in here, usually going to be male to male, and it's plugged in. You have your hose there, and you're just going to push that down. You'll hear the snap when it goes all the way in, and then you let off. So now you know that that's engaged. We carry these in two sizes. There's a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch obviously works the same way. A little harder to get out there. Snap that in. So 3/8 MPT, 1/2 inch MPT. The part numbers on these for the 3/8 MPT is 20-003-030, and for the 1/2 inch is 20-003-033. Okay, so the next style we have is the screw type quick disconnect, and this one is very similar to this one, with the exception that this has a regular machine thread in here, and there's a difference in where the O-ring's placed in the sealing surface. But just so you know, these are MPT connections on both sides. Quick disconnect. You have your hose plugged up with your adapter, both sides. You need to change this out. It's as simple as unscrewing that. Literally takes 5 seconds to do that. And I don't know if you can see inside there, but there's a seat down there with the O-ring, so these are sealed. And when you're done here, you just screw these back together. So that's our second style. These are the screw type couplings. So to run through the sizes on these, now I don't show a 3/8 here, but there's a 3/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch MPT. But the 3/8 version of this is a 20-003-005. The 1/2 inch that you see here, this is a 20-003-008. The 3/4 inch is a 20-003-012, and the 1 inch, the big dog here, is a 20-003-016. And again, I will link the part numbers in the description below and the links to the web page. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and take a look at the twist lock quick disconnect couplings. Now, you see a green wall behind me. You're probably wondering why I'm shooting on a green screen, but I'm not keying this out. Well, the reason being is that these are a green part. And while it's fairly easy to key out a green part, it's not fairly easy to do that when you are not simply moving a component from point A to point B in a linear fashion. You know, I'm sitting here moving this thing around all over the place, and I would have to track every one of these little movements. So I'm not doing that, and you're getting the green screen behind me. So let me explain to you the difference here between these. Now, these work very similar to the screw type couplings, except for the fact that these have an Acme thread, and you don't have to turn it as much to get the thing loose. And right here in this, if you can see this, hopefully you can see there's a flat sealing face there with the O-ring on the flat face instead of inside the ID. So that's, and then this face just smushes up against that, and these parts are sealed. I find these much easier to deal with. Oh, I gotta point something out to you guys. You may not be able to see it in the video here, but you want to be careful with these when you tighten these down, because these right here in this there's a groove right here, and inside this groove it looks like something that would be considered an O-ring, but it's not an O-ring. It's actually it looks like a spring that's been coiled into a circle and acts like an O-ring. But the benefit of that is when you tighten this thing down, it smashes that together, which means you have to have 2 wrenches to get this thing apart. This is not going to come apart on its own. So just be careful when you tighten these up, because even if I just hand tighten this, I'll have to get a wrench to get it apart. So these things are super nice because they will not come apart on their own, and they're so simple to use. I mean, literally, look here. 2 seconds and I've got this off. And the Acme thread makes it really easy to work with those. So let's run through the sizes on this. We got 3/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch MPT. So again, on the 3/8 here, that part number is going to be a 20-056-001. Now I'm looking down here at the part numbers. I don't have this stuff memorized. The 1/2 inch is a 20-056-002. This, the 3/4 is a 20-056-003, and the 1 inch is a 20-056-004. So these are the twist lock quick disconnects, color coded. So again, 10% off on everything that we're talking about. So check these out. Links will be in the description below. Okay, so we're back. Again, we're going to take a look at the tube nozzles, and this one might be a little lengthy, so if you guys want to hit pause and grab another drink or get a snack, go right ahead. I'll give you just 1 second. Okay, it's been 1 second. All right, so we're just going to start at this side and go to this side. These are just a sample of some of the tube nozzles that we have. I don't have them all listed here. I just grabbed the main ones that most people are going to buy for the applications that we're talking about for the plant shutdowns and maintenance stuff. So right here we have what we call the standard tube nozzle. This one is good just for all-around stuff. That's why they call it standard tube nozzle, and it's great for getting around small radiuses just because it's a shorter nozzle. This thing comes in a 1 inch MPT that is rated to 12,000 PSI. It also, and I'm looking over here, I don't have the stuff memorized. It also comes in a 1/16, a 1/8 inch MPT, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch MPT. On the 20K version of this, we sell this in a 1/4 inch medium pressure, right hand, left hand, a 3/8 medium pressure, right hand, left hand, 9/16 medium pressure, and 3/4 medium pressure, right hand and left hand. And for the 40K version of this, it's 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 9/16 high pressure, both right hand and left hand. Don't have the part numbers for those because we'd be here all night if we start listing off those part numbers. The next one is the standard tube nozzle, but this one is with the tungsten carbide blade. Now this one does not have a blade in it. I wish I had one to show you with a blade in it, but basically it goes right here. And what this thing is used for is rotary applications where you need to cut out hardened plugs. So this is if you have this thing spinning and those blades are on there, it's going to go ahead and cut that stuff out, and then the jets are going to blow that stuff out afterwards. Now this comes in 2 pressure ratings, 15 and 20K. On the 15K, you're going to have 16th, 8th, 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch MPT. And on the 20K version, this is going to come in a 1/4 inch, a 3/8 and a 9/16 medium pressure. right hand thread only. So the next one we have here is probably one of our best sellers. This is the multi-groove nozzle, and this thing is excellent for forward pulling force as well as vertical applications, just because it has all these little spots here where we can custom drill whatever pattern you want on there. This thing comes in 5 sizes for MPT. It's going to be 1/16 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch MPT. The next one is the FNPT nozzle. Now this is again just basically a standard tube nozzle, but just a little bit longer than this, and it's going to be 1/16, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch MPT. This next one is the TLX. Now this one comes in all 3 pressure ratings, so 15, 20, and 40K, and this one has a short kind of a point here that's for penetrating plug tubes. So let's run through the pressure, the size on the pressure rating here. So for MPT, it's going to be 1/16, 1/8, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch MPT. For 20K, it's going to be 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 9/16 medium pressure, right hand and left hand. And for 40K, it's going to be 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 9/16 high pressure, right hand, left hand. Okay, so now we've got a thruster nozzle. Now basically what this does is this takes any ordinary standard tube nozzle and lengthens it and allows you to get more drill patterns behind it. Essentially, this takes something that's not a multi-groove and turns it into a multi-groove, allowing you to get more forward pulling and vertical applications. This comes in a 1 inch MPT that's rated for 12K, and it comes in a 1/16, 1/8, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch for MPT, rated for 15K. The next one here, this is the penetrator nozzle and the evaporator nozzle. These pretty much go hand in hand. They have a kind of a blunt tip here, which allows you to get more forward drill patterns on there. And these only come in MPT, rated for 15K, and both are going to be 1/2 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, and 1/2 inch MPT. So that's the majority of the standard tube nozzles. Of course, we have some other ones. I'll link to the website for the standard tube nozzles in the description below. And again, all these are 10% off during the summer sale. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at the turbo nozzles. Okay, so we're back, and now we want to take a look at the turbo nozzles. So we got a family here of turbo nozzles, 15K and 20K. I'm going to run through the list here. Again, I don't have these memorized, so apologies if you catch me looking over here, but I make a habit not to memorize this stuff. Basically what we have here is we have a body, we have the turbo nozzle body, we have the turbo nozzle sleeve, and then we have the nozzle itself. Okay, so this is a spinning application. So this piece is going to be spinning on here. The nozzle is going to be custom drilled. It's going to have a cutting pattern. Basically what these things are for, it's a spinning nozzle used for cleaning out your heat exchangers, tubes, and all that stuff. You of course will get the nozzles custom drilled to whatever you want. Another application for that people oftentimes use on these is they'll run blank nozzles here and they'll use this as a polishing, but it's only recommended that you do that once the actual tubes have been cleaned. So don't try to just polish without cleaning the tubes, because you're just going to wear this whole thing out. So anyways, let's run through this real quick so you guys can get an idea of what to order, and I'll just give you the generic part numbers for the assemblies themselves, not the individual components. But we have a 15-060-001, and this is a turbo nozzle assembly 1/16 MPT. This is rated for 4 gallons per minute at 10K or 5.1 gallons per minute at 15K. Okay, our next one here is going to be a 15-061-001, and this is again turbo nozzle assembly 1/8 MPT. And it's rated for 5.4 gallons a minute at 10K or 7 gallons a minute at 15K. So I know that that's really the part you guys are concerned about, but I'm just going to go ahead and list them here. So next we got a 15-062-001, and this is a 1/4 inch MPT, and its gallons per minute are 5.4 at 10K and 7.2 at 15K. The 3/8 version here that's a 15-063-001, and it is rated for 7.7 at 10K or 10.1 at 15K. And then the half-inch MPT is a 15-064-001, and it's rated for 6.1 at 10K or 10.1 at 15K. So move on to the 20K versions of these. So here we've got a 15-070-001, and that's a 1/4 inch medium pressure right hand thread, and that is 3.8 gallons per minute at 20K. This one here is a 15-071-001. That's a 3/8 inch medium pressure right hand thread at 5.7 gallons per minute at 20K. And then we've got a 9/16 here. That's a 15-072-001, and that is right hand again, and it's 8.5 gallons per minute at 20K. So if you guys have any more questions about the turbo nozzles, definitely going to want to give sales a call or email the sales team about that. They can answer all the questions that you have. I know I'm going to be making another video that kind of breaks all this stuff down in more detail. Right now, I just wanted to give you guys an overview of this while we're just talking about the sale items. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is I've just got a couple little items that are coming up. We've got a whip check, and we've got a safety shroud, and then of course just our 15K hoses. And then that should cover pretty much what the items that I have for the sale stuff. Remember, 10% off while the sale's going on. And if I didn't talk about an item that you guys need, just go ahead and call the sales team and ask them about that. We have more items that are on sale. I just don't have the time or the space to bring everything in here and go over each of those. We just wanted to break out the ones that we thought would be most useful to everybody who's doing a plant shutdown or routine maintenance. So anyways, I'll be right back with those last few items. Okay, last but not least, for the items that I have in the studio today, we have a 50-foot length of 1/2 inch MPT rubber water blast hose. We've got a whip check, and we've got a 6-foot long 20K safety shroud. So again, there's going to be more than what you guys are seeing in this video that are going to be on sale. The sale is 10% off for the summer sale or the plant shutdown / maintenance time frame. And if you guys have any questions, again, just give sales a call. The number is 1-877-290-4277, or you can email the sales team at sales-team@advancedpressuresystems.com. I'll put the link in the description below. And that's what we got for you today. Thank you.